mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Dance! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, we are live on Synergy Network Monday to Friday with our live programming, and we're on the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So, some good news for Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has announced that he will officially resign We do apologize for that, viewers. Dr. Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, has set a resignation day for himself and the day he will walk out of office officially. On the 16th of March 2025 will be Dr. Rowley's last and final day as Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago. But first, he said, he will open the central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital on March 10th. Then he will open the new A&R Robinson Airport project on March 15th.
And of course, on the 15th of March, we will take completion of the construction of the Tobago Airport Terminal building. And as we do that, I leave you on the 16th of March as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, viewers, moving along. Despite renewed public condemnation for the government and its acceptance of high salary, which takes effect this month, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has stated that he is quite comfortable with the work for the Salary Review Commission. However, the Joint Trade Union Movement, JTUM, and the Public Service Association, PSA, described the pay rise as a wicked, disgraceful, and hypocritical move by the government. Economist Dr. Arjun and Dr. Indira also said politicians did not deserve a pay raise because they failed to successfully execute their core duties, which include ensuring the economy growth. When these views were put to the Prime Minister, he said they were not surprised. He said the persons will have options. Listen to this.
I'm not getting in that debate, you know. I mean, all this does is tell you that we still have freedom of expression in the country. And I'm not debating the work. From this very podium, I told you before, having taken the government's position, the parliament's position, proceed, I know that there are differences of opinion over the matter. So you're not telling me anything new there. There are differences of opinion.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, do you think the government of the day deserve a pay hike? 2386716, let's hear from you. When asked if he still believes he did the right thing by accepting the SRC's recommendation, Rowley stated that he did not advocate for anything publicly, personally, and was comfortable with the work of the SRC.
But in terms of doing the right thing, I have not advocated for anything publicly, personally, and I decided, as I told you before, that I'm quite comfortable dealing with what the work of the Election and Boundaries Commission, the Salary Review Commission. So there's nothing new here to me, and I think people have their views and they will express them as they go along.
Now, viewers, when reminded of the public discontent with his cabinet decision in the current socio-economic climate, Rowley said, "You can carry on that as much as you like." And in telling the PM that these criticisms were coming from members of the public and not persons viewing of the media house, Rowley responded, "You are not the public." Listen to this.
Matter.
On what matter?
On this matter here, people who are saying, you know, we catching our tail, you all filling your pockets right now, we could barely pay rent, we could barely pay for transport.
You can carry on that as much as you like. You're not the public. Let me just tell you something. Yeah, but I'm saying to you, today, I have discharged the public's interests. I have looked after the public interests. Good day.
Trinidad and Tobago, that was your prime minister, or that is your prime minister. Very soon, it will be a past prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this. In November last year, the PM stated that the government accept the recommendation of the SRC.
But to clarify the public debate, I just made it very clear. The government accepts the recommendation. To implement it, it will require a circular from the Minister of Finance, and the politics will start or it will end. We are not running from it to start it or to run from it from those who start it. As I told you again, let me say it again, the only thing I'm afraid of is being truthfully accused of thieving government money. I have no fear of accepting the recommendations of the SRC if that is going to be my legacy.
So Trinidad and Tobago, 840-something police officers has not received back pay since 2023 as promised. This is 2025. And they did not get their back pay. Crime escalated in Trinidad and Tobago. US currency shortage in Trinidad and Tobago. No money to fix schools. The economy has not grown. But the SRC found it fit to increase minister's salary. For what performance? You know what I would love to see? I would love to see members of the SRC sharing with the public. I would love to see the report shared to the public by the SRC on how and why these ministers should receive an increase in salary. I would love to see the review. I would love to. Because as I said on shows before, so many things happening in Trinidad and Tobago. The government do not have money. They always say this. They don't have money. There are shortage of funding. They cannot pay this amount of back pay. They cannot spend this amount of money. But the SRC found it fit to give them an increase. Imagine port workers still fighting for an increase. You see, the thing is, the Ministry of Finance didn't allocate money for port workers. They didn't allocate money for police. But you know what they allocate money for? For ministers to get their increase. Did the SRC saw this? No, they didn't see this. They didn't see this. They're blind. And I will continue to say they should really get blind. They should really get blind and not see nothing when they get up in the morning. Oh, side, you shouldn't say that. You're on national television. I know on national television. 8 years now. 8 years now we going live. So don't you think I know the codes? Yes, I know the television codes. But I will still say they should get blind. I will still say that. They in the SRC that turn their head to the performance of ministers. When you turn your neck and you're letting it slide, you should remain just like this. Just like that you should remain. Imagine Ola Haywood Christopher. They found that she did a proper work in her first year of being the Commissioner of Police. Let me tell you something. Trinidad almost burned down with crime. I'm telling you, Trinidad almost burned down with crime. The amount of people left Trinidad. But they found her fit to put her back for next year. And look what happened. When they feel God does sleep, God don't sleep. God don't sleep. I always say this. God don't sleep. And for the SRC workers that who found it fit that these ministers should get an increase in salary. Let me tell you something. You see the blind eye all the turn? Be careful it come back to all you. I'm telling all of that. Be careful it come back to all you. I'm telling all of that on national television. I saying it. Be careful all you get blinds to things that happening right in front of you and all you cannot fix it. Why don't you all share the report on how you viewed ministers and why they should get an increase? I would love to see the report. I would love to see that. And members of the public will also love to see how you all rate ministers, how you all rate judges in order to give them a salary increase. We would love to see that. Because keep in mind, when Ministry of Finance had to pay back pay, it was too much money to pay out. Too much. They didn't have enough. But they have enough to give ministers and others in high place a salary increase. There's a saying that goes along, do so and like so, and what you like for yourself, don't do to others. Remember that, Trinidad and Tobago? Yep. Switching gears. Police Complaint Authority, PCA Director David West and the Deputy Director I'm going to love this, you know. David West and Solomon Bach have been given a green light to sue the Salary Review Commission over its recommendation that their salary be deducted. Be reduced. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, your life.
Mr. Saeed here, they say you is a guy that has tried to show this country what it is really happening with taxpayers' money and with the people that dealing with this money, you know, Mr. Saeed. Here we have a government that bring out property tax for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, exempt themselves.
Correct.
And after they bring out the property tax and exempt themselves, they raise their salary. Daily rated workers and public servants haven't get a raise of pay from since 2013, sir. 2013. The people of this country, Mr. Saeed, I want to see them going back and vote PNM again. Because nothing for them. Nothing. All they're going to take their money. I want this government to take their money and build jails. Build jails. Trinidadians, they want nothing else but to go in jail. And that's what the government going to do. Take up all the Trinidadians and put them in jail, sir. How will you have a good night?
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're going for we're going for a short break. But imagine, PCA Director and Deputy Director are suing the SRC for their salary being reduced. But the SRC saw it fit to raise ministers and judges' salary. You see how thing is? Hence the reason why I say those are the SRC should get blind. And those who turn their head, they should keep it right there until their death day reach. We'll continue after this break.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at RealTalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and Licensed Moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So trying to make a welcome back to Real Talk. I have a person of interest for tonight. Susanna Mayshaw Floyd. Suzanne, would you please get in touch with me tomorrow? It's a matter we need to discuss and put an end to it. Delaying wouldn't fix the problem because there's legal consequences in delaying. So make sure contact me tomorrow and let's fix the problem before it gets any worse. Thank you. So viewers, Police Complaint Authority PCA, David West and Deputy Director Salman Baksh have been given a green light to sue the Salary Review Commission, SRC, over its recommendation that their salary be reduced. In the recommendation comes the fruit on. It would mean that both West and Salman Baksh would have to repay the state the excess salary they have received over several years. High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad granted the duo leave to pursue their judicial review case over the SRC's recommendation in its 120th report submitted in October last year. According to their court filings, the duo's current remuneration package are based on the SRC's 98 report dated November 2013. Their lawyers pointed out that in its 113th report in October 2022, the SRC noted that it was awaiting a job evaluation exercise and associated compensation survey by personnel department in relation to several public positions under its purview. Meanwhile, Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines confirmed that 847 police officers are yet to receive back pay owed to them. Fitzgerald.
According to information provided by the Commissioner of Police as at December the 15th, 2024, as a result of incomplete personnel records and other related matters, there are 847 police officers who are yet to receive their back pay for the collective bargaining period 2014 to 2019. It should be noted that the government has made and will continue to make all available resources available to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to complete this exercise, and will continue to assist the police service to finalize this matter wherever possible.
So Trinidad and Tobago, is the finance ministry going backward instead of forward? I want to ask a question. Are they going backward instead of forward? In 2023, Input boasted that the government provided $1 billion in back pay for public servants, and this will be paid by Christmas, December 2023. Clongenboot.
We have provided $1 billion in back pay for those 37,000 public sector workers who have accepted our offer of a 4% increase plus increase in some allowance. I am also giving today these 37,000 public sector workers an undertaking that all ministries and agencies involved will be provided with the necessary funds to pay this $1 billion in back pay by Christmas of 2023. And I am requesting all permanent secretaries and accounting officers, by way of this budget statement, to immediately start preparing the paperwork to achieve this Christmas deadline for this $1 billion in back pay payments. And they better do it too. They better do it.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we still have 847 police officers to get pay. Clongenboot said 37,000 individuals would receive their back pay. How it is that we have 847 officers from 2023 still haven't received their back pay? How come? How come? This is 2025. The whole of 2024 went and no back pay. We start 2025. We are in February. The next 2 weeks will be March. So where did the calculation went wrong for the finance ministry? Where? But the SRC saw it fit to raise the Minister of Finance salary. Correct? Yeah, they saw it fit. They saw it fit. The duo, both of them, the director and the deputy director of the PSA, when they finish with the SRC, each one of them should resign. Yeah? SRC workers who recommend pay increase, they should resign and have to sell their house and canting. They can't tell it all you. God don't sleep. God don't sleep at all. He don't. You see, as a raise minister's salary, ministers who are not supposed to get a pay increase, they got it. Why? Because the SRC said so. And as this happened here, David West and his deputy director got the okay to sue the SRC now. Go to sleep. Don't you tell yourself you're smiling here? Because somebody coming at you there. Yeah. You want to work in favor here? No problem. No problem. Work in favor here. But when I'm done with you here, you go cry. So did it worth it? Did it worth it? We're going to hear more about this. In January 2024, Erla also confirmed that 49% of officers received their back pay. 49%, not even 50, you know. 49. So I'm asking myself, the 37,000 individual that's supposed to get salary, was that a just gimmick the minister threw out to the public so you all will be happy? And in 2025 you'll vote them back again? Or they did not did their calculations correct? 49% of the officers received back pay, not even 50%. Imagine that, eh? Listen to this.
As of Thursday last, 49% of the officers were in receipt of their back pay, and that is the regular officers. In terms of the special reserve officers, of which we have 3,315, we have over 3,000 of them receiving their back pay.
Sure. And is there a timeline that the outstanding amounts will be paid to those affected officers?
Well, we had hoped to have it paid by today's date. However, that did not realize, and we are looking definitely at the end of February.
The end of February. Okay, thank you.
So all the brag column it would brag. You see, coming to the real thing, to make it materialize, the real thing, that does be their problem. That does be their problem. What they have is mouth. You go in your parliament and you yap your mouth. But out of the parliament, making it happen, that is being the problem for them. Nevertheless, switching gears. State-owned Paria Fuel Trading Company Limited has clarified that no third party is involved in a contractual arrangement between Paria and Petrojam. Paria said the interview contained misrepresentation of the agreement. This statement comes after energy expert Anthony Paul spoke about the operation and the contractual arrangement of Paria and Petrojam. General Manager of Petrojam, Telroy Morgan, said the Petrojam's plan for 2025 is to maintain normal production capacity of 28 to 30,000 of barrels per day with approximately 50% of crude barrels per day through converted into fuel oil. He also emphasized that Petrojam does not typically import fuel oil and has not imported fuel oil since May 2024. However, Paul did emphasize that there are indeed merits of the collaboration, and he gave example of those. Listen to this.
So the last numbers I have was Jamaica is producing about 9,000 barrels per day of heavy fuel oil. Now, Jamaica's demand for heavy fuel oil is about 15,000 barrels a day. So clearly Jamaica is importing heavy fuel oil to meet its own needs. So what that tells me is that what Petrojam and Paria are collaborating on is a trading arrangement where they are buying from some seller and using the infrastructure, the location to advantage.
So now Trinidad and Tobago. Paul is now questioning whether there is a third party in the fuel deal between Paria and Jamaica Petrojam. He believes the answer is yes and is calling on the energy minister to say if this is in fact the case and whether the trader being used was recently convicted of criminal charges. Ooh, listen to this.
Petrojam and Paria both procure largely through the same trader. And that trader has been involved in some high-profile corruption cases to the point there just last week, the highest Swiss criminal court found them guilty of corruption and levied substantial fines and jail time on executives and traders. So it really calls for some more transparency that, for instance, Petrojam is not being used as a third party to create an arm's length perception. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying that's out there. I don't have real confidence in the negotiation capacity of those in charge of our negotiations for our gas and oil and gas industry. Despite what's been said, from what I've seen, I will have my doubts.
Now, viewers, recently, Energy Minister Stuart Young dismissed criticism of Paria Fuel Trading Company US $50.2 million fuel deal with Jamaica Refinery Petrojan, calling it mischief. Now listen to this.
Paria has been buying fuel from all over the world at a profit. We buy it and we sell it at a profit. We use some domestically. None of this 500,000 barrels is for domestic. It is being used in our bunkering operations. We're purchasing it. It is marine fuel that is then being sold to vessels that come into Trinidad's waters at a profit. So it is a net foreign exchange earner. And a fraction, 500,000 barrels compared to 17 million that Paria purchases a year. So this is complete mischief.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to reiterate, who is Telroy Morgan? Telroy Morgan is the general manager, the general manager of Petrojam in Jamaica. And he is questioning now if there is a third party in this deal. And in questioning this, he is calling on the Minister of Energy to say if there is in fact the case of a third party and whether this third party was recently convicted of criminal charges. So Mr. Morgan is seeking the interests of Petrojam in Jamaica. And he wants to know who is the third party. Is this third party involved of criminal activities? Was he just convicted of criminal charges? Trinidad and Tobago, there's a lot taking place. But nevertheless, Real Talk will bring it to the light to you to let you know what is taking place. So viewers, before we move on to Manning and Trinidad and Tobago is a laughing stock, we're going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear more of Brian Manning after that.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and the team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Junior Minister of Finance Brian Manning have denied that Trinidad and Tobago is the laughing stock of the Caribbean for importing fuel from Jamaica. Manning said the country has been importing fuel for some time and is sourcing it at the best price. He added that the government have been doing this since the closure of Petrotrin. Manning said that Heritage and Paria have been profitable every year they have been in existence. And it is a far better situation than the previous system where we were losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Listen to this.
I mean, we have been importing fuel for quite some time. And what we would do is, from time to time, import fuel from wherever we would get the best prices, right? So we are a consolidator and an importer of fuel, and we have been since the closure of Petrotrin. And we have been doing that through Heritage, Paria, and they have been being profitable every year they've been in existence. So it's a far better cry from the previous system where we were losing hundreds of millions of dollars on an annual basis. So it's all for the best interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We've been importing fuel. The companies that have been doing so have been profitable, and that would benefit everyone involved.
Now, viewers, meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have also dismissed criticism that Trinidad and Tobago is now a laughing stock for purchasing fuel from Jamaica, despite being an oil production over 100 years. People must laugh at me. People must laugh at me. You will tell me all of a sudden Heritage and Paria are making money while we in Trinidad had a refinery. And because of the fact that we could not maintain the refinery, we became the laughing stock. Ministers can say what they want, Ministers have the authority to say what they want to cover themselves. Yeah. They can say what they want. But the thing is, imagine, we have a refinery. Bad management will cause anything to close down. Bad management. It's oil we're dealing in. It's oil. We could have bought raw oil from other countries. Raw oil, one product, raw oil. Bring it into Trinidad and Tobago, refine it, and get 5 different products from one. But you know what? Some of us in this country, we too damn scampish. I said that, yeah, we too scampish in this country. As long as we are making a little money from it, shut it down. Yeah. And then again, the citizens of this country and all, you go tell me, we have a prime minister come out and telling us that, or the Ministry of Finance coming out to tell us that the refinery are making no money. The Minister of Energy coming out to tell us we are making no money. Really? Other countries that have refinery, they're making money. But only Trinidad are making no money. Guyana found oil. And they are going to build a refinery in their country. I am doing business in their country. We have finance companies set up in their country. And they're going and build a refinery. We have one here. And because of bad management, we are to shut it down. Yes, I saying that bad management. If you're vexed, that's your business. That's your business. Dr. Ali defended the decision, saying it was the country's best interest. I'll listen to the Prime Minister.
There's no end of mischief in this country. How you become the laughing stock? If while you are selling fuel to the Caribbean region, buying and selling fuel as Paria does, if you see an opportunity to buy from Jamaica, Jamaica being a CARICOM country, which gives you an advantage in obtaining it from there, as against obtaining it from an external CARICOM source. What's wrong with that? Are you implying that Paria shouldn't buy and sell fuel?
Imagine that Trinidad and Tobago. Bad management will shut down anything, you know. But nevertheless, thank God he going on the 16th of March. Suzanne, persons of interest. Suzanne, Mary Shaw Floyd, please contact me tomorrow. Let you and I settle a dispute because, let me tell you something. You see problems? So I don't like problems, you know. I know how to fix problems. Hence the reason why I tell you to contact me. Remember the friends and family of Suzanne? Tell her Saieed to contact her. I don't like problems. I like to put an end to problem. Thank you. So now Trinidad. So now viewers, moving along now. Despite the battle in court, Minister of Finance Kongimbo says the relationship between himself and the Auditor General Jayawati Ramdas and staff at the office remain respectful and cooperative. Paula, good night.
Right, Mr. Said, I miss you for a while, man. Well, I seen everything good with you, so nice to have you back. Great program as usual.
I was in and out the country.
I realize that you're a man probably in Saudi Arabia trying to carry the flag of this country internationally, man. Great, you're a great soul, Mr. Said. Unlike the filthy state officials and high office holder we have in this country who continue to destroy this country and do nothing good. It seems as though you are the only person, the only citizen of this country that is standing up for anything that is right and want to see this country become a better place and informing the citizens. Look at what you are doing here every night for your fellow citizens, your brothers and sisters in this country to wake up and make this country a better place. These filthy worms that we continue to put in office, I want any one of them to tell these citizens, stand up, watch these citizens, come on your program, stand up and watch these citizens and say what good they did for this country. Only one thing, they destroyed this country so badly. I don't think we could recover for the next 25 years. And the opposition, sadly, all they coming and repeating what happened in Parliament, Tell these citizens why the solution. Everybody know what's the problem. We all know what is the problem through Real Talk side. Well, only look at the Real Talk and side too now. Everybody knows the problem. All you come every program you have every Monday night and Thursday night community meeting. You come in and repeating the same thing. Tell the citizens of this country what is the solution. So I hope those two union people that are representing Laverick and Point 14, I hope those people in Laverick and Point 14 wake up and teach politicians a great lesson. And I wish those two union representative, I wish you all the best and campaign. The PNM, run them out of Point 14 and Library. Mr. Said, you keep up the good work you are doing, man. God bless you and your staff.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, Minister Imber said the controversial $2.6 billion in 2023 revenue discrepancy impasse was never any real issue. You hear what he said? Was never any real issue. $2.6 billion. Hey, you think these men and them deserve office? Jaiwanti Ramdas has no paper trail of this money. But the shortest man in Parliament saying that was never any real issue. But it was a difference of opinion as to whether the correction to the accounts that the public servant wanted to put in could be admitted. Imber said he was merely trying to help his staff. Really? It is.
I can tell you something. One of the good things that has come out of this is that the public servants are being far more meticulous now than they were before. Certain things that have taken for granted, this whole thing has exposed weaknesses and deficiencies in the way they approach their work. So they're on their P's and Q's right now, which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. But still, now, the Jaiwanti Ramdas got access to the check clearance system that causes problem to this date. An error was made. It was the check clearance system. Did she get access to the check clearance system to make sure that that was the problem? I remember Imber said that was the check clearance system. To this date, they can't find the solution to the 2.6 billion. Still, they're in court now. The court should grant Ramdas and her team access to check the check clearance system to make sure that was the problem. If that was the problem, why not give access to check it? We talk about taxpayers' money being spent here. We talk about taxpayers' money is gone missing. My taxpayers' money. I must stop talking about the public. My taxpaying dollars that my company paid. Yes. He also added that the relationship between him and Ramdas is now very respectful. In fact, he said there was a silver lining coming out of what transpired. Klangenberg is saying it is respectful, while Ramdas thought she was being bullied. Let's say something now, man. Paula, good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead, you're live.
You is a big businessman. You own several different businesses. In the case of Petrotrin, if you have a place like Petrotrin and you're not making money from Petrotrin, what you have to do as the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance is to make sure and change the whole management of Petrotrin.
Thank you.
And get everything running the way you want it under your supervision. Why close it down? This is an example of what he was talking about, the contract about the ministry vehicles.
Yes.
He chose to close it down when all you have to do is correct the bad management that running our refinery.
Correct.
And if you're not doing that, how you choose to close it down? Look how much months now it closed down. Mr. Saieed Ali, that whole management could have been changed and this country could have been still making money by now.
Yes.
Back with our refinery. Why they choose to close it down? More in the mortar than the person, Mr. Saeed.
Sorry
to say that.
Thank you. Is it truth? Is it truth? Now, one of the good things to come out of this is the public servants are now being far more careful now than they were before. Klangenberg.
I can tell you something. One of the good things that has come out of this is that the public servants are being far more meticulous now than they were before. Certain things that have taken for granted, this whole thing has exposed weaknesses and deficiencies in the way they approach their work. So they're on their P's and Q's right now, which is a good thing.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, in November 2024, when the Privy Council dismissed an appeal brought by Imbert and the Cabinet against Auditor General Ramdas related to the understatement, Lady Simler, one member of the 5-judge panel, questioned why Imbert conduct in the matter was also not under investigation. However, Imbert said he did not think all the facts were presented to the Privy Council because they were not told about the original term of reference when or where an investigation into myself was proposed by. But that said dead matter. Now, Ramdas was contacted, but she had no comment on Minister Imbert's statement regarding their relationship. She's smart. She's smart. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from NTA calls for Clunghead over Auditors General fiasco. Let's hear what the National Transformation Alliance have to say after this break.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Realtalk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Realtalk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Realtalk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, National Transformation Alliance Senior Advisor and committee members have stated that Finance Minister Clunghead should be made to resign immediately, not just because of the recently Privy Council ruling in the Auditors General fiasco, but due to the years of sustained incompetence. That is what the NTA has to say. Now, viewers, senior police officers have stated that while an investigation into the disappearance of 25,000 rounds of ammunition from the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force is ongoing, the TNT Police Service is ensuring that proper procedures are in place so that all its arms and ammunition are well accounted for. Listen to this.
Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we continue to follow certain standard operating procedures. I can assure you that last year we conducted an audit of our armory, and that report is presently engaging my attention, and we will continue to put those SOPs in place on a regular basis to ensure that we account for all that takes place within the army of the TTPS.
With regards to that report that you're currently looking at, were there any discrepancies found, anything that we need to be aware of in terms of weapons that cannot be accounted for, ammunition that cannot be accounted for this time?
So far, my cursory look at it, all things seem to be in place, and we will continue. I will continue to even take a closer look at it, and even put certain things in place to ensure that we fulfill all the requirements in terms of our standard operating procedures.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Dr. Saieed has announced that negotiation for bids for the Petrotrin refinery are expected to be completed soon, and an announcement will be made for the selected company. Rowley said the expression of interest were evaluated by an evaluation committee comprising of industrial professionals. From those recommendations, for 3 companies were being shortlisted. So viewers, we have come to the almost end of our program tonight, but we would like to wish the Hindu community of Trinidad and Tobago a happy and a holy Shivratri. I know it's a big festival in Trinidad and Tobago. I believe in all over the world they are celebrating the same thing. So we want to wish them all the best and good luck in their fasting and praying to their God. So viewers, it's that time now where we at Real Talk must say good night. Enjoy the night. Rerun of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be right back here another night for another live show, Real Talk with Saieed. Until then, be safe.